Big Boy's Neighborhood, Dolla in the neighborhood. Welcome back. It's Big Boy's Neighborhood featuring Dolla. Yep. What's going on, Dolla?
His mic is muted.
Yeah, hold on, your mic is muted.
Some fucking bullshit.
All right. Here we go. Oh, brother, there ain't no thing, but here we go. 3, 2, 1. Real 92.3, LA's new home for hip-hop is standing up to racism and racial injustice in the Black and brown community. Big Boy's Neighborhood. I see you, Dolla. Dolla. You know, it's Big Boy's Neighborhood featuring Dolla. Welcome back to the neighborhood. How you feeling, brother?
I'm glad to be back, man. How you feeling?
Man, glad to be back, bro. Glad to celebrate you too, brother. You know what I'm saying? Once again, congratulations on doing what you do best. New album available for us right now, bro. And not only did you give us a new album, it felt like you gave us more than we anticipated. First off, man, with the album title featuring Dolla, what does that mean to you?
I mean, it's what the fans wanted. I mean, featuring Dolla means it's probably gonna be fire, automatic, just from the track record. So
because usually we're used to saying such and such featuring Dolla, and you like the also not just on your own, but man, you're a great assist leader too. But does the title really mean featuring Dolla because you got so many other people on the album as collaborators, or what's the actual meaning, or do we just take it how we get it?
It means I have our favorite collaborator, Dolla himself.
Hello.
I thought of like all the other artists to get, but I was like, it's nothing without Dolla. So
man.
I called him who do you? He was a humble guy, so he came through and knocked it out for me.
So Ty showed up though.
Yeah, he showed up, man.
I heard that, man. That's good, and he showed up quite a bit. So I'm glad you were able to get your features finally with him. But man, who does Dolla call for a hit? Because we're so used to people calling Dolla for a hit.
I mean, well, on this album, I called out all the all-stars. I got Roddy Ricch, who's one of the greatest in the game. Shout out to Roddy Ricch. I got Post Malone. I got Kid Cudi. I got one of my favorite singers of all time, Musiq Soulchild.
Yeah, man.
Like the way that came together was just like crazy.
Hey, bro,
and I was walking through the studio and ran into him, and he came in the room, knocked it out. So shout out to Musiq for sure.
Hey, man, and that kind of writes itself, man. And even looking at the album and listening to the album, every song, there's no song that I sing, because I don't know if I got it early or whatever, that was over 4 minutes long, except for how you got down with Musiq Soulchild, and that came in over 5 minutes. Did you feel like y'all had so much to talk about? You know what I'm saying? With you, Black Tish, did y'all feel like, man, like, no, we can't 2.5 minutes?
I just felt like that song was like, it's not the traditional song. It's not on grid. It's not like, it wasn't one of those Ableton, Logic, or Fruity Loops joints. It was like fully live instruments. Me and my guys just got in the studio and had fun, and the song was done. And I was just walking through the studio, seeing my guy Jason Joshua, and I was like, "Who you working with today?" He said, "Musiq." I'm like, "What? I gotta come in there." I came in there, grabbed Musiq, played him the song. He loved it. I had to go do a fucking show that day because this is right before quarantine.
Yeah.
And still, even though I had to leave, he could have been like, "Oh, this nigga gonna call me in here and gotta leave. Like, I'm out." But he stayed the whole time, did his parts. I came back from the show, and he was still working on it. So shout out to Musiq for being, first of all, the greatest in the world, and plus still being so humble and so cool and down for the music, to make the best, type of music we can make for the fans. So
amen. And when we talk about collaborators, I know I kind of stopped you on Musiq Soulchild because I didn't want to get past that too much, but man, it goes on, and maybe we'll say the same names, but Lil Durk, Quavo, Burna Boy, of course you said Roddy Ricch, Mustard, Kehlani. Like, this is a full life album, bro, because we know that Dolla, you could take us to the club. You know what I'm saying? We know that you can also, give us and provide us with great radio hits that all I got to do is press play on, and it makes my job so much easier. You know what I'm saying? But also, bro, you give layers to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like there's actually no boxing, especially when you listen to this album. This feels to me, bro, like a life album. You know what I'm saying? And when I say a life album, it gives you where like, oh man, no, this is banging. Then you slow down also and you say, wait, what is he saying here? You know, did you go in to do featuring Ty Dolla $ign as just a life album? Because life is a roller coaster, bro. And there's, you know, there's moments where we got to feel vulnerable. There's times we beating our chest. Did you go in feeling that?
I definitely wanted to make something for everybody. And with trying to do that, I had to figure out how to tie it together and make it cohesive. So that's where I feel like the roller coaster part comes. And we just went crazy on the frequencies and the instruments and made everything blend in together so where you don't even have to skip. You could just ride out. And I wanted to make sure, especially, you know, going through this quarantine time, that you could play it anywhere. You know what I mean? Around anybody, like whether your family's there, whether you in the car, whether you, whatever, you know, I just wanted to make it working out, all that. I just wanted to make something for each situation. So hopefully we did it and it's out now. Shout out to everybody already listening. If you ain't heard, you better ask somebody.
Do you really feel, Ty Dolla $ign, that you did it? You know, because I know that your albums is like, not kids because you have kids, but it's like, man, these are my babies. Like, how do I pick these babies and how do I sequence these babies? And you know what I'm saying? Like, it's got to be extremely personal to you. Do you feel like featuring Ty Dolla $ign is that one?
I think Mother Universe and Ty Dolla $ign did it. Those two got together and went crazy.
Hey man, and it's crazy because when you say you ran into Musiq Soulchild in the studio, like that's another thing, bro, because we don't get a lot of artists that still go to the studio. And as I'm looking wherever you are now, I'm seeing mics and guitars and everything. And like I had to stop down and call you about that Netflix show that I saw. Song Exploded where they featured LA. And we'll listen to a Ty Dolla $ign and not in your presence, bro, on air, off air, out of your presence, we'll say that is the most talented dude that people don't understand how hard you work, nor do you tell us like, oh man, I brought an orchestra and I had to build this up, I had to build this, you know, but you build beautiful, complete projects and it feels like you work harder than the other man. You know what I'm saying? Is there a reason for that?
It's just probably the music I grew up on and the music that I respect and think is like the best. Like for instance, like I'm from LA, so Dr. Dre was a key part in my whole music career and my, you know, inspiring me or whatever. And I feel like just him alone, he always added textures. And like just from learning from him, it made me want to do the same thing, from calling in string sections to a real bass player to a real guitar player. And for me, I didn't know all these people, so I had to learn it myself. So, you know, I played bass on a lot of these songs, played guitar. If I didn't feel like my bass was good enough, I called Thundercat and he came through and went crazy. Got Peter Lee Johnson to come through and do violins. Called all my different favorite singers from Serpent with Feet. This other dude named Jauregui, I met him on Instagram. He was like taking other people's videos of them singing a cappella, and then he would like add 9 boxes around of him just doing backgrounds to each, you know what I mean, each note. And I'm like, whoa, I need him on my album. Hit him up. He's like, what the hell? Like, is this Ty Dolla $ign? Yeah, it's me. Pull up. I'll fly you out. You know what I'm saying? Like the full shit.
Hey
like,
man, it's just crazy how people can so-called make it and where you're also grabbing the next talent from. Like there's low-hanging fruit when we think about Janae and we think about Roddy and we think about Thug. That's low-hanging fruit. But also when you can go out and find somebody else and say, man, I'm about to turn your dream into a reality.
For sure.
Who did that for you?
Definitely Wiz.
Yeah.
Sure. Shout out to Wiz Khalifa, man. You know, myself, YG Mustard, we even already had a buzz going. Like once Tooted and Booted came out, and I felt like I was trying to shop my solo project and not many people understood. And I finally landed a deal with Atlantic, and shout out to Sean Barron, you know. Basically I put out Paranoid and a couple other joints that was going. And then me and Wiz linked up, we did Or Nah. He brought me on tour. Him and Will started managing me from Taylor Gang. And you know, everything was crazy after that. So definitely shout out to Wiz Khalifa. Always, no matter if he was #1 on the charts or whatever, he's always been the same guy. And you know, you can be like that. You don't have to be an artist and be a dickhead. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So shout out to
and
Wiz.
I'm pretty sure you learned that, man, just from kind of looking around too, right?
Yeah,
And just kind of
sure.
soaking up the game as well.
Yep, for sure.
Hey man, before you get on and we say, you know, here's Dolla and we introduce records, so on and so forth. First, I know that music is just in your blood. You know what I'm saying? It's in your blood, but music sometimes don't pay the bills. You know what I'm saying? So what was life like before, you know, the shows and, you know, people paying to see you, you know, like what did you have, like, what was the job?
I mean, the job was doing music, you know what I'm saying? And just trying to get it, just trying to make it, just believing in myself. And no matter what anyone told me, no matter if, you know, Jalen's mom couldn't see it no more and she had to make a different move, no matter if my mom couldn't see it no more. And she was like, yo, you can't even stay here no more. You got to figure it out. You know, you grown. I had to figure it out. I kept on working. And then one day I got my break. So I would say that to anybody out there, just believe in yourself and keep on going. And I promise you, if you're good enough, it's going to happen.
Man, did you do any, like, you know, people say, man, I worked at Pizza Hut, or I did this, or I did, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't even give them a shout out like that, but I will. I did it for one day, literally, and I worked at Subway.
Right. Oh, yeah. That's crazy that you worked at Subway. And I think, where did Tyler work? Was it Kinko's or something? There's just something within you, man, that you say, you know what, this isn't me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No matter, and whoever's doing it, love it. But you know, like, man, like I know what did you not have a safety net because this had to work?
Basically, it had to, because I knew I wasn't gonna do none of that. Like I did have a promising thing with my mom, like and my grandfather. They own like hella, you know, properties. So that was always like a for sure thing, and what they were pushing me to do, like, yo, you need to come
get you some apartment buildings, baby.
Like, you know, come clean these hallways, come do this, come do that. Like, what?
You in there cleaning, harmonizing everything. Exactly. Everything looked like a studio. Like, man, I can gut this out to be a studio right here.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I was thinking.
How important is it to you? I know we're in this quarantine, bro, and you can't get out in front of your audience. But how important is it to make sure that your live shows are also extremely tight after you do an album and get out and present it to us?
That's been the weirdest thing about making this project, and I'm sure it is for every other artist that's been putting out a project in 2020. Like, we're used to making the project, then going on tour, you know, performing the project, then coming back and resetting, doing another project. This time it's like, okay, I'm making the project, but I don't know. I don't really get to get out there and go crazy. We have a couple digital things going on.
Right.
I'm happy about that. And I think show is just as important as making the song, you know? It's a part of the game, and, you know, it's what the people deserve, you know? They want to see it live. I want to see it live. I want to do it live, so.
Yeah. Hey man, I've been in the audience at many of your shows, man, hating from a distance. When people scream, I'm like, man, y'all screaming at this? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I remember that one time when your contacts fell out your eyes, Ty. Remember that? Yeah, here I go. You know what I'm saying? But no, I see that you put it into your life.
Dreads fell off and all that.
Yeah. Well, you said it. I wasn't gonna bring that part.
I had that big boy ball head. You feel me?
You know, and you still got it. You still got it. You know what I'm saying? But also, man, is it different being in this quarantine and this pandemic and not getting out and supporting the music like you're used to?
Yeah, it's way different. It was different, like being able to pick the songs as well. Cause like usually I would call all the homies to the studio.
Right.
I would go to a club, press play, and let some, you know, just see the reaction without saying anything on the mic, without like announcing anything, just to see where, you know, people's heads are at or where people's vibration is at. And I wasn't able to do that. It was just my daughter, my girl, who else? Sean Barron, Kiefer, a couple of homies just came through and we were able to, you know, just pick the songs just off of me watching them without like
Yeah.
I said, without having the conversation. And whatever they react to, I'm like, all right, this is how we're gonna pick them. I'm picking from like 700 songs, by the way. We did so much. Even though like it was a bad time, I was inspired during this quarantine. I've been making hella music. So.
Did you lock yourself in a lot?
Yeah, man. I done learned how to work Ableton, all that.
Hey, man, but when you record so much, how do you pick what goes on featuring Ty Dolla $ign?
I just picked the best of the best, my favorite songs. And I feel like just the songs that made sense for not only right now, but I was thinking, all right, in 10 years, would I be able to listen to this and still be like, all right, yeah, you did that. And I listen to some of my old projects, and sometimes I'll be like, damn, I wish I didn't even drop that. And like, I wish I would have knew what I know now then, you know what I mean? Because once you drop something, it's out forever, you know? Right. Once you drop a video, it's out forever. So, you know, after like watching artists like I just been watching hella shows too, and YouTubes and interviews, and I've been watching a lot of the Beyonce stuff, and I'm like, damn, okay. Back in the day, I used to wonder like who was gonna take Michael Jackson's spot after he passed, and it's definitely Beyonce. She's definitely the best, like from show to songs to everything. And I'm like, all right, I want to get up there. So you know, that's where I'm going from now on.
So you took some time, and you had a chance to really look at it too, though. Hey man, I want to let you take a little break to go ahead and hit that. So you know, I'm sure like, yeah, go ahead and hit that. You know what I'm saying? We'll come right back to it. Go ahead now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I don't want to stop you from your blessings. You know what I'm saying?
Good looking.
Damn, guys. Man, you know I don't smoke. Jesus Christ. Yeah. I love you, God. Like, man, he making Jesus Christ. Hey, man. But you know what's crazy about that? What's your creative process? You know how people say, man, when I go in, I gotta have this. I gotta have the lights low. What's the creative process for Ty Dolla $ign?
For me, it's different every time.
Yeah. That's that life thing.
At my house, this is me. You know, I got my drums, I got my basses, my guitars, my keyboards, and now I've been, like I said, on Ableton. Before I was on MPC, Pro Tools, Fruity Loops, all that. But now I'm just strictly Ableton and Pro Tools, and I've been rocking like that. I still, you know, rock with this mic everywhere I go, the Sony C800. If you ain't got a real mic, you ain't serious about your craft. So make sure, you know, you get a real mic to any of the young artists out there. But like I say, it's different every time. When we made Hit Different, I was in Miami. My homie Ant Clemens called me through to the studio because I was supposed to do the show. It was me, Cardi B, the Migos, a gang of other artists. But I feel like it was like Fyre Fest 2019 of Miami. Like we all get out there, they pay us all that, but there was no festival. Something happened, I don't know. So luckily, Ant hit me. He was like, come to the studio with him and Pharrell. I get there, Pharrell had just left. I'm like, damn, me again, wasting time, rolling up joints. You feel me? I get there, and then he's like, yeah, Pharrell left, but SZA's here. She wants you to come in here. I come in there, and they ain't playing no music. We in there just playing rock, paper, scissors, bullshit and all that. I'm like, man, play me what y'all just did. So it's just a beat. They put the beat on, and automatically, here comes the words, here comes the melody, here comes everything. I hop in there in the booth, and I'm about to do my stuff. And then all of a sudden, SZA comes in the booth. I'm like, what the fuck?
Right.
She's like, nah.
She's like, you record?
She's like, nah, you got to stand like this. I look on the floor. She's got all these crystals set up in some type of grid mode to line your chakras. And she's like, nah, you got to stand right here. And I promise you. I'm like, all right, I'll stand right here.
Right.
And she goes,
are you going to get out the booth if I stand there?
Right. So then Hit Different comes just like that. So like I'm saying, man, any different situation, man, it can happen. You never know, you know?
Hey, man, who showed up and showed out when it came to featuring Ty Dolla $ign? There's a lot of collaborations.
Yeah.
Like who, not to that somebody else did, but like who impressed you? Like, damn.
Roddy Ricch impressed me for sure. he came through, just did it right there in the control room. Me, my girl, Kifa, my engineer, Phi. I think that was it. I don't remember anybody else. Maybe Nano was there. And he just came through and just did it right there in front of everybody, right off the top of the head. Bam, bam, bar for bar. I'm like, all right, little nigga.
Like, hey man, no, you gotta stay in here, Roddy. You gotta stay in here. I'm gonna set up all these chakras and all these.
Right. Nah, he killed that shit.
Hey man, but even just looking at the roll call.
Anderson .Paak, another one.
Yeah,
I gotta
but
say Anderson. When we did that song, first of all, me and Kanye started that in Chicago. And then when I came to LA, I pulled up on Anderson. I'm like, yo, I gotta have you on this joint. He's like, pull up. So I played it for him. And then he was like, all right. He told his engineer, press record. He went and sat at his drums. I'm like, no, I wanted you to do a verse. He's like, hold on. So he did his drum part. Man. I played some keys. Thundercat pulled up. He did the bass. And me and Anderson started doing our verses back and forth, you know, bar for bar. And then Thundercat hopped on and did some more vocals, and it just came together like that, like fully live. Hey, so man, that's also fun when you can link up with an actual real musician and go crazy from scratch.
Hey man, and that's another thing that I had. It's like we've been. You think you listen to Ty Dolla $ign, and we think we know. Even when I called you about LA and the way that was built, you know what I'm saying? Watching how that was built made me look at featuring Ty Dolla $ign, the album, different. Because bro, you record for real. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, and you can tell that you have a love for what you do. And you don't say, oh, well, you know what, I could shortcut it over here. Even if it's gonna cost you to do it. Yeah, you know, sure. So when I saw what you built with Anderson and how you just said that, I'm like, man, that's another one of those things where I wish that I could see how you put this album together too.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, man, like, I watched that LA, that build up, and we press play. I listen to LA. I'm from Los Angeles. That's an anthem for us. You know what I'm saying? But I listen to it different now because I know what you put into it. And so going into this album, I'm like, man, Dolla $ign ain't playing. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't playing. You're not mailing it in with a great catalog already. When you go in to do an album like this, featuring Ty Dolla $ign, is there a pressure to you?
Nah, not at all. I'm just having fun and definitely trying to be better than I ever was before. And I always say the best is yet to come, man. It's just gonna get better and better every time because I really care about it, like you said, and I really like this is what I do. This is like what I love, and I'm definitely lucky and thankful and grateful to even be in this position to do music, take care of my family, inspire people, you know, the full
and Ty,
thing,
you know what I love about when you do work as well, man, and I know that this sounds like, but I got to give you flowers while you're here, bro, is you don't hide behind collaborators.
Yeah.
Even if you're doing something with someone, there ain't times when I say, oh man, such and such got a, Dolla $ign's ass on that one. Or I just see that he needed the name on that. Like what I heard with you on Post, right? The way, like, and I had to listen to that, I was like, damn, is that Post right there? Is that like the way that that blended? You know what I'm saying? Like each person that you work with, they don't leave you in the dust, or y'all have this thing where it's like, okay, with Roddy, okay, I know I do this. Then with Jhené Aiko, there's a beauty in like, okay, I'm gonna match you right there. I know exactly where we're at. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, it's like you're liquid when it comes to who you collaborate with, bro. You know what I'm saying? Do you feel that as well?
I feel for sure like I've never been on some, oh, this guy's streaming crazy, or he's selling a lot of records, let me do a song with him. Or because they are, a huge artist, I should hop on that record, and I shouldn't hop on this guy's record because no one knows who he is. It's never been like that for me. It's been more so if I vibe to it, if we press play and it comes out, then, that's perfect. Let's go. And it's all about the frequency with me. Like you say on the Post song, when I did it, I knew I wanted Post on it from the beginning, just from his tone, just his frequency and what he could add to the record. And like how you say, how we could come right in the middle, not like I'm singing like this and then he comes in and, you know, it's never like that with me because I know exactly where to go with it, you know, from any instrument as well, not just vocal. Like I know what type of bass to play on that song. For instance, it's that song, so I use the 808 and a certain type of 808. And you know what I mean? Like, it's just from doing it for years and years that
from another artist,
what you want to do.
Would another artist say it's hard to work with you because how a perfectionist you are?
Not on a music level, they wouldn't say that, but maybe on a, like, when it comes to the edits and when it comes to the, you know, video parts and all that. Like, I'll be like, nah, take this scene out. Nah, take that scene out. They'll be like, God damn, who is this? Like,
hey man, but that's another thing. Like you gotta
Dolla Sign or fucking.
And I'm pretty sure there's gotta be people too, Ty, that say, man, he don't know when to let it go. Like, do you have anybody around you like, man, we got it? Like either music, you know, video, like, nah, bro, trust me, we got it. We got it.
Yeah, for sure. Thundercat.
Yeah, do you think?
Yo.
What up? I'm doing an interview right now with Big Boy.
Thundercat, what up, bro? Hey man, he done gave you so much already, bro. He done gave you so much already, bro. We've been talking about you, man. Your name came up a few times, Thundercat, quite a few.
Happy birthday, my boy.
I love y'all, man.
Love you too, man.
We trying to get it in and make sure that the world know that we got something here. You know what I'm saying? It's only right. Hello.
Man, this man's album is ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Hey, and that's what we're celebrating too, man. It's not about homie love. It's about really sitting there, bro, and saying you need to listen to this project. And when you listen to it again. And after you listen to it again, listen again, because you're going to continue to find things, man. And the one thing that I found also with the Thundercat was I find myself, okay, you get through it quick. You look at the number, you say, man, it's like 24 something tracks on here. But you know, with you know, the Still Free TC and the little bumpers and the Dr. Sabies of the world, you'll get where it's like, okay, it done flipped on me. And like I said, man, it's very digestible because Ty, you was turning in projects at 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how was it working with Ty Dolla $ign? Because we were just talking about that, man. Is he hard to work with because he's a perfectionist?
Well, no. To be honest with you, there's a real stark reality that we kind of started out in this together, you know. And there's a part of it where it's like I feel like it's only like this with only one of. It's like a couple of people. It's like Flying Lotus also, but it's like there's a bit of. It feels almost as if it's like ESP or telepathy, where it's this thing where we're tapped in with each other, and so there's a part of it where I know that about him, and he pushes me to go further, and it's like I embrace it, and it's one of those things where I don't shy away, and at the same time I keep going, you know, personally, and it's personally for me, Ty's been an inspiration to do better. So it's like when he gets in that mode for me, it's one of them things personally where I look at it and I try to jump on board. I try to meet that, you know what I mean? I try to have something to say when it comes to that, you know, and he demands that out of me. And I really appreciate it because I don't know anybody like that.
Hey man, how organic was it when you look at a Ty Dolla $ign and you see Anderson and y'all in the studio together? He was talking about how that was built. And also, Ty, what's the name of that song? Because I got songs of it, but just on my album, it just says track number 5. It says track.
And it ended up being track 6.
Right. So
once I put in the Several with Feet interlude, but it's just called track 6.
Okay, so that's it for real.
Yeah,
I'm over here renaming
Kanye
it.
West, Thundercat, and Anderson .Paak.
Man,
Wow.
and you know what's a trip with that Thundercat and Ty Dolla $ign is if you get one of those, you good. If I have an artist and I say, man, he got a song with Kanye, I'm good. He got a song with Post. All I need is one. Oh man, we good.
Yeah.
Janae Aiko, I'm good. Quavo Thug, whatever. I'm good on just one. Yeah. Why do you think everybody showed up for Ty Dolla $ign?
Yeah, man.
Man.
That's the truth.
He's pretty good, man.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. He's pretty good, man. I would showed up too.
Yeah. Is it hard to like not ask? You know what I'm saying? And plus nine times out of 10, somebody owe you this, you know what I'm saying? But how do you go about when you say, man, I need to get at such and such? You know, like I know with Musiq Soulchild, it's organic. And I'm pretty sure
it was organic. You know, with Thundercat, it's organic. He's pulling up all the time. Like for instance, with the song with Quavo, I was getting off the 101 off of Lancashire, and I was in my lowrider, and I had the top down. As soon as I get off the freeway, I just happened to just hit the switches because I knew I charged my shit up. My shit was clean. And then on the side of me pulls up this Mercedes truck, one of them like monster truck ones, like. And the dude rolls the window down and it's Quavo. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? He's like, hey, what's up? I'm going to the studio. I'm like, me too, right down the street, pull up. Sure enough, he pulls up and we do that song right there, you know, Freak. He also brought Offset. We did some other songs, so be more on the lookout. But
I'm pretty sure because it's probably about 680 songs that we haven't heard. You know what I'm saying?
You know?
That didn't make it, man. And Thundercat, I'm gonna jump back in with Dollar Sign, man. It's a pleasure to see you, brother, and you continue to stay creative, man. And here's your flowers, brother. Love you, homie.
I'm gonna hit you after.
I love the both of you. I love you, Ty.
Love you, brother.
Easy call. Love you, my brother. Hey, man, good people right there too, bro. Good people and like energy, man. Lakers, NBA champions, bro.
NBA champions.
What does that feel like for yeah. You know, I say that after we win, man. I was trying to tell you.
What does it feel like for me, or what does it feel like for my pockets?
Oh, you know what? What does it feel like for your pockets? That'll let me know what it feel like for you.
Hey, man,
did someone bet against you?
All I gotta say is my partner that I made my whole album with, Damn James, right? He used to be Munch's engineer, and then he was my engineer, and then we just started making hella beats together, and a lot of the beats made the album. So shout out to James, and shout out to your come up, and I love seeing people come up. Like, it just feels so good, man. But he is from Miami.
Oh,
so you know who we bet on. And,
yeah, man.
It was kind of premature. The album didn't come out yet, so I know I kind of hurt you.
Yeah,
but, you know,
he probably gonna be like, man. He gonna be like, man, can we roll over just anything in the album and I'll have to kick in, like, man. And you know, and with the pandemic, Ty, we're not gonna see a parade, but the trophies here, we needed that for Los Angeles, man.
We needed that, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to LeBron. Shout out to the whole team.
Yeah, man.
I did it, and you know, that was for Kobe. I feel like it was Kobe, man. Like.
And now we seeing the Dodgers look like they're about to do the damn thing too, bro. It's like we can't even turn up the way that we want, but right. I love get it all, man. Yeah. We need it all in Los Angeles, homie.
Man. We got the Lakers, we got the Dodgers, we got featuring Dolla Sign.
Yeah,
I mean, we back. Come on.
Hey, man. And speaking of featuring Dolla Sign, man, is it different when you go into the studio, bro, and you got to peel off layers? Like even when we saw the post of your granny passing, how hard is it for you to get up and continue to do what you do, or do you use life, you know, so-called misfortunes as fuel as well?
I definitely use the misfortunes as fuel, because there's always ups and downs, you know. I feel like in anybody's life, and for me, I don't let it get me down.
Right.
I keep on going, and it's tough. Yeah.
So it's still free TC. I see that from listening to that there, it looked like there's some action that's going on for your brother as well.
Shout out to Weldon Angelo and Jessica. We're definitely working on his case like I've always been, but now I got them on board. And like he said, Jessica's been doing a lot with Kim and helping free a lot of innocent people. And now we got them on his case, and you know, there's still hope, and there's a light at the end of the tunnel. So we're just trying to get to it. And shout out to everybody that's been supporting us thus far. And
amen. And I know you working, bro. God willing, and I know you working, bro. And I know that sometimes we don't know what people get up with. You know what I'm saying? And we think sometimes that, you know, you guys are Superman and all no, this comes with the job, you know what I'm saying? And you're not human. So when you see the human sides of it, man, it just sometimes the mornings that we can't get up and somehow we do get up, man. You know, I know with your granny, I know with your brother getting to the living room, those things got weigh heavy on you, but you continue to bless us with music. And once again, bro, you dug deep within yourself and you gave us another solid project. And I'm not just saying that because you're on, bro. All yesterday, bro, was $ day. You know what I'm saying? And that's for real. And not studying for an interview, bro. It was just good music, you know? And so with that, I got to thank you again, brother, for coming into the neighborhood, $. I appreciate you. For those out there, featuring Ty $ is available for you however you get your music right now. And thank you for not shortcutting us, man. I appreciate you.
Oh, man, much love, bro, all the time.
Easy call, man. Ty $ in the neighborhood, Big Boy's neighborhood.
Big boy.